NFL Today update, time permitting, delivered by Little Caesars. Coming up, 3rd down and 5. Baltimore 3 timeouts. Huntley sends Prochet in motion. They rush for Huntley for Andrews, shoved by Surtain, and a flag at the 32. Andrews the target.
Pass interference. Defense number 2. The ball is placed in the spot and foul. Automatic numbers down.
So that's the second big penalty on the Denver defense. Baltimore's taking advantage.
Well, Huntley trying to throw this a back shoulder throw, knowing that Andrews isn't going to outrun Patrick Surtain, and as Andrews tries to go back for the ball, Surtain gets locked up. Gets the penalty, 1st down, Ravens inside the 40 now.
17-yard penalty. They took over at the 9, Baltimore did, with 5:02 left. Upcoming 9th play of the drive. Justice Hill is in the backfield. Denver 37. Tyler Huntley 1st and 10. Fa'alele with a block. Off to Hill. Room to roam. No. Surtain is over there. And they whack him with not much of a gain. In fact, no gain at all. Another 1-score game, Trent, for the Denver Broncos. 9 of their 11 games have been decided by 7 points or less.
And Baltimore has 7 games that has been decided by 1 score. Now, earlier in this drive, there was around 4 minutes to go. I couldn't believe they're going for it on 4th down. Now they have to go for any 4th down. And you would think with under 2 minutes now, all 3 timeouts.
2nd down and 10. It's Likely. Good catch in front of Jewell. Brought down by Singleton. It's a catch at 12 on 2nd down and 10. He's down to the 26-yard line of the Broncos.
Well, my guess is he just had a stinger in that shoulder, so he gave him a couple plays to shake it off. But that move that he made after catching the ball to avoid the tackle and pick up the 1st down.
Huntley 1st and 10. Crumbling pocket on the move. Chased and out of bounds. Looked like Betsy went over there to make sure he was indeed out of play. Gaining 3. Clock at 1:19. Ravens 3 timeouts and helped on this drive by 2 big penalties against Denver. Razorike was over there too chasing, but it was Bass who finally made sure he was out. 2nd down and 7. Drake is the back. Pistol. 2nd down 7. Huntley. Drake. Blocked by Ricard. Out of bounds inside the 20. Jewell knocked him out of bounds. It's a catch and run of 4. Clock is stopped at 1:13. Denver 2 timeouts. Baltimore 3. They began this drive way back at the 9.
Demarcus Robinson was matched up one-on-one on the top of the field with Pat Surtain and tried a sluggo or a slant and go. Surtain not biting for it at all. That's where they wanted to go with the football, hoping to get an easy touchdown. But instead, with that excellent coverage, he has to just hit the check down and set up a 3rd and manageable.
Drake the back. 3rd and 3. Drake trying to plow. Not much there. Boy, they stuff him after a 1-yard gain. And a timeout taken by Baltimore. Off the bottom of the pile was Deshaun Williams. Also with a hand in that was Josie Jewell. Coming up next game, it's game 2 of our NFL on CBS doubleheader, featuring a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game, when Mahomes and the Chiefs head to Cincinnati to take on Burrow and the Bengals. That's next. The NFL is on CBS. 4th and 2. 1:06 to go. Harbaugh down by 6 and 2 timeouts at the 18 of the Broncos.
Well, 4th and 2, you'd have to keep an eye on Ricard. They like to use him in these short yardage situations where they kind of lull the defense asleep and then sneak him out in the flat, see if they can't get a completion to him to pick up a 1st down. But you always have to be aware of where Andrews, he's at the top of the screen up here.
14th play of the drive. 4th down and 2. Drake is the back.
It's a big cushion for 4th and 2.
Handoff Duvernay. Fake,
kept it.
and it's Huntley who will take it and dive for the first down, picking up 3. Beautiful fake to Duvernay. Huntley dives for the first. Browning makes the stop. They put him at the 15.
And I thought Simmons was going to have a chance to get him from behind, but instead gets a little chip block, so he can't follow through as Huntley dives for the first down. The clock's rolling. Still got a couple timeouts in their pocket.
Drake the back. Huntley pump fakes to Drake. Now he goes to Drake. 5, diving to the 2. Tackled on the play by Singleton. A pickup of 12. First and goal to go. Timeout, Ravens.
What unbelievable awareness by Tyler Huntley. Browning was in position to either make a hit or make an interception. He initially wanted to get to the swing. Watch as he turns back to his left. He tries to throw it. Then he realizes Browning over pursues it. Now watch. He hits him in that second window. They're able to get it. Drake makes the adjustment, goes, gets the ball, gets it in down inside the 5.
Drake with his second reception today. And coming up big right there.
Great awareness by Huntley, but now looking back at this replay, seeing the adjustment that Drake made. A lot of times running backs, they get to the sideline and they say, well, I'm just going to sit here, or I'm going to peel up or try and get to open space. But he's aware enough to bend it into that open window, and Huntley stuck with him. What a great job of communication. Non-verbal communication, just their eyes and their body language, getting that and making that completion to set up this first and goal.
First and goal at the 2. Hill in motion. Huntley takes it himself. A block and a touchdown. Kevin Zeitler opened the door. The guard. Huntley takes it through. And we are tied at 9 with the extra point coming up. Two-yard touchdown run. The backup quarterback, Huntley.
Well, both these teams, we've mentioned it multiple times today, both these teams have been in one-score games throughout the entire season, haven't been able to finish through as we get the most accurate kicker in NFL history here with the extra point attempt. But the Broncos are going to have a chance with 28 seconds and a couple timeouts.
For the lead. Tucker. The Ravens converted 2 fourth downs on that drive. Also 2 big defensive penalties against the Broncos. Drake had a catch for 12. Likely had a catch for 12. And the 2-yard touchdown plunged by Huntley around the block by Zeitler. And Baltimore has come back and taken their first lead today.
What a great job by Huntley getting thrown into this position with the injury to Lamar Jackson. 27 of 32 on the day. That drive did so much with his feet, so much with the vision and improvising on plays. Look at the numbers, 8 of 8 for 50 yards. Just an incredible job by Huntley maintaining his poise, getting the team down the field, and ultimately getting in for the touchdown.
Huntley, since his interception, has completed 13 consecutive passes. And all smiles there, replacing Lamar Jackson. Now everything on the shoulders of Russell Wilson with 2 timeouts. Brandon McManus down by 1, would have a chance. 28 seconds to go.
Well, the Broncos have faced one-score games. They're 3-6 in one-score games. If they're able to come back and get this win, change the tide of what's going on this season. But the Ravens, if they're able to hang on, this would get them to 4-4 in one-score games.
Tucker to kick off. Montrell Washington is back. From the 3. Washington. Grabbed and held. Nice play. Kevon Seymour, 3rd solo special teams tackle today. 13-yard return. He's out to the 18. And here we go. 23 seconds. Wilson down by 1.
I really like the decision by Chris Horton, the special teams coach, telling Justin Tucker, kick it short of the goal line, make him return it, use up some of that valuable time.
Boone will be in the backfield. First and 10. Wilson. And he's got his receiver, and that is Judy with the catch right in front of Peters. 16-yard pickup, and they put him at the 34. It's a first down.
So what you get is two-man here. You got two deep safeties. You're going to get man-to-man coverage underneath, and that's what you're relying on if you're Russell Wilson. No one's assigned to the quarterback in cover two-man, so he steps up thinking he may have a window, but instead you have the receiver coming back to the ball. Judy that time coming back to the football. With two-man, the defensive player can play in a trail technique because they know they have help over the top. That time, Judy recognizing that, coming back to the football, and Wilson stepping up and making the throw.
Mike Boone remains the back. 16 seconds to go. Denver now with one timeout.
Looks like they're going cover two-man again. Two deep safeties, man underneath.
They rush four. Here comes Russ. Up the middle he goes. Trying to swerve. Goes right into Clark. Down he gets by midfield. And picks up 17. 8 seconds left and a timeout taken by Denver.
As I just said a few seconds ago, in cover two-man, nobody is assigned to the quarterback. So when he steps up and he sees the entire middle of the field open, he decides to take off and run, gets it up to midfield. Now they have an opportunity. If they can get a short pass and get out of bounds, they can attempt a field goal and try and win this game. If they can't get out of bounds, this game's going to be over.
Hamilton came over there to make the final tackle. The ball is at the 49 of Baltimore. It's first and 10 with 9 seconds left. Broncos feel they got to get to the 43 of the Ravens. Mike McDonald, the defensive coordinator. Russell Wilson is ready. Wilson on the move. Got by Campbell, runs out of bounds at about the 45, picks up 3 with 2 seconds left, and they trot on McManus.
Well, the Ravens were protecting the sidelines. They had their defenders lined up on the sidelines. Said, go ahead and complete the ball in the middle of the field. We don't care. We'll rally and make the tackle. Recognizing that and knowing there was nowhere to go with it, Wilson gets out of bounds. McManus.
A 63-yard try for the lead in the game. Ball put down. Kick is away. Short. Baltimore has won.